Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie Nixon. I am a creativity strategist and the president of Figure Eight Thinking. I'm also the author of The Creativity Leap. And I am so happy to be joined today by hybrid designer extraordinaire Kevin Bethune, who's the president of Dreams, Design, and Life. Hi, Kevin.
Hi, Natalie.
Thank you so much for being here.
No, thank you for having me. Congratulations on your book.
Oh, thanks so much. I'm happy that you received your copy. Kevin, you were one of the people who made some time for me to interview you in preparation for the book, and you added a lot of value. So I'm happy that you can share a few stories with us as it relates to how you experience creativity in your life and your work. So thank you
Happy
for
to
that.
share. Sure.
So my first question for you is, would you share a story about a time when you have made a creativity leap?
The first story that comes to mind is sort of a rolling sequential one. Um, I didn't start my career in design or any professional notion of creativity. It started in engineering, actually, and I found myself entering Nike, of all places, sort of midway through my career. And I entered post-business school, and thankfully, Nike was a place that allowed me to see what formal creativity could mean. It was the first time I saw real professional creatives working in front of me, and I became very curious. And Nike, being the network culture that it is, it's not uncommon to have coffee chats spill to additional conversations. And over the course of that networking and understanding like what was happening across Nike's organization, there were invitations to actually engage in stretch assignments. So the first creative leap was essentially moving from a coffee chat situation to actually volunteering myself to learn about a particular organization I was interested in and learning about what they did by offering free work for them for areas that they didn't have capability. I tried to offer that capability, and those doors led to more open doors, and it culminated in being allowed to actually try my hand at shoe design, footwear design for the Jordan brand.
You have a really hybrid background, which is why I introduced you as a hybrid designer extraordinaire. I mean, you have a background in engineering, you have an MBA degree, you have formal training and street cred as a designer, as a practitioner. Do you think that diverse background has also contributed to the creativity leaps you've been able to make?
Yes, I think over the course of my life's experiences, while it was definitely, you know, um, I worried about, making certain jumps, of course, in those moments. It wasn't always easy to make those adjustments, but I think curiosity was the defining thread. When I look back, hindsight being 2020, curiosity was that thread that shaped my experiences and continues to do so. Um, and I can say I have just a natural innate curiosity to want to connect the dots wherever I see need. And ideally, like I find myself getting attracted to people that share that like-minded conviction. So as long as the convictions are sound and just, and that I find team members that are willing to sort of join forces with me, it ends up being a beautiful thing. And I get to leverage that diversity of experience and the work that we get to do. So as I think as the future continues to unfold and as more connected things are and the speed of change, I think it all necessitates the need to sort of leverage diversity of thought and practice and ability.
I love that your reference to diversity of thought and practice. And I'm happy to hear you say curiosity, because that's one of the three I's that I really highlight, that we need to exercise that inquiry in order to really exercise creativity. So that's awesome. Would you now share an example of who for you is a wonder mentor? And I'm defining wonder as awe and audacity and curiosity, but this person could be living or dead. Who for you is a wonder mentor?
For me, the first name that comes to mind is our mutual friend John Maeda.
Mm, absolutely.
And before I even had the opportunity to meet John, I just admired him from a distance, right? I read all of his books, followed his lectures online, and any conference that I could get a chance to see him, I would try to go. But John, for me, was always that consummate polymath. I
Yes.
saw a little bit of my emerging story in what he's done and pioneered ahead of me. His ability to marry computer science with engineering, with business, with being the first design partner in Silicon Valley, to leading experience in the organization he's a part of now. It's tremendously inspiring, the leaps that he was able to make. And upon getting to know him as a mentor now, he always provokes these interesting what if questions, and he sort
Yeah.
of has a way of leaving the question unanswered, and it's up to me to figure it out. But he's definitely helped me just begin to imagine myself playing at higher levels on bigger problems and to realize bigger impact.
That's awesome. I agree with you. When I, was admiring John from afar, and I still admire him as I'm able to interact with him a bit more, I was just really impressed with his agility to leap from academia into corporate America and into the realm of practice, which is no easy or small feat. But really impressive in that way. And I agree. I think it's wonder that really sparked him to just not get too comfortable.
That's right.
And how about a mentor for rigor? Again, living or dead? Who comes to mind for you?
The first name that comes to mind is probably my good friend and mentor to this day, Kevin Carroll. So I met Kevin. Kevin is the author of Rules of the Red Rubber Ball, among other books that he's created.
Would you say that title one more time?
So Kevin Carroll is the author of the Rules of the Red Rubber Ball.
The Rules of the Red Rubber Ball. Okay.
Indeed, and he has a number of other works as well. But Kevin is a prolific social change agent, speaker, activist, just a wonderful mobilizer of creative energy within organizations. And I met him through the Nike network, but we definitely cultivated a relationship where he is just wonderful about supporting me as I have big milestones in my career. And he also is a great coach in that he holds me accountable to the goals that we've established in our last conversation. So if it's giving a talk on a big stage, he's likely the first one to call me the day after it's done to want to break down, the rigorous sort of analysis of how things either worked or didn't work, and how I can bring, better energy and better conviction the next time. And so I've greatly appreciated his counsel when it comes to all the things that he can help me with, and also his accountability to ensure that I'm doing things with rigor.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that comes through, that he's a real accountability partner in your friendship with him. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'm naturally an introvert, so the notion of putting myself out there, I think it gets easier the more we do it, of course, but being a deep introvert by nature, it takes muscles for me to go there to speak or to go there to put myself out there on social media. But we do it for the reasons that are really grounded in the convictions that we carry to want to make a change and influence organizations for the better. But you have to bring energy, the right energy, to do that, to convince folks of where you want them to move, and ideally motivate them to want to do the same. So Kevin's been a great source of counsel in terms of figuring out how to bring that energy in my own unique way, I would say.
That's awesome. Our teachers come from so many places, and when you start to get into realms where you are a speaker, it's super hard to know, how do things land, what could I improve on. So to have that kind of counsel is everything. It's great.
Absolutely.
So we reached the end of our short chat. I really appreciate your time, Kevin. Are there any final thoughts you'd like to leave us with?
I think for me, for anyone watching, I would just say, if you learn from our collective experiences, it seems that curiosity is that defining thread. And I would only encourage folks to, feel that, be mindful of that curiosity that's brewing, and take small experiments. And the small experiments against that curiosity will lead to bigger forks in the road, decision points, opportunities to commit to a path. And it's not about shooting in the dark with your curiosities, right? It's also probably pointing you to somewhere where it's based on your convictions of what you truly believe and what you truly value. So curiosity leads to experimentation, and convictions will guide you in the right direction, I believe.
That's awesome. And I was visually sensing this could be one of your animation films. I could definitely see this curiosity animation. That's really awesome. I love the way you put that.
Oh, thank you. Now you're giving me an idea. Thank you.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, thank you so much, Kevin.
Thanks,
Appreciate you being
Natalie.
here.